Hi, my name is Michael Olatunji, and here is my testimony. Now, some years ago, I was on my way to see a friend, and while in the bus was still loading at the park then. My attention just got a poster that was on the culvert by the roadside. It's a poster of a church that they were having a program, and I saw the text and the theme of the program. Right there in the bus, I picked up that text and I started meditating on it. While meditating on that particular text, I was so engrossed by the ministration of the Holy Spirit through that text that I lost the physical happenings of that bus. All the conversations, all the things they were doing in the bus, I was not even aware of them again because I was so engrossed in that particular text. Now, while we were just maybe 10 minutes off the road, we had an accident. A tipper hit the bus, and in fact, he hit the bus at the exact point where I sat behind the driver. It was so much that there was a big sharp object, or let me just say the body of the bus formed a big sharp object and came and hooked me on the seat where I sat. It was a very sharp object, just hooked me down where I sat. So as the bus was stumbling, there were a lot of issues in the bus. People had a lot of injuries. At the point when the bus eventually stopped tumbling and people were being evacuated, I was the only one intact in the bus. Every other person was just moving up and down as the bus was tumbling. But that particular iron that came in from the bus had hooked me on the seat. So I had to force myself out to come out of that particular seat. And by the time I came down, I was the only person in the bus that was injury free. No one died anyways, but a lot of them, in fact, every one of them had injuries. They had to be taken to the hospital. I was just, after evacuating people to the hospital, I just joined another bus to where I was going. Now, what I want to bring out of this is this. The particular church that put the poster there, inviting people for that program, didn't know my testimony. They didn't know what the impact of that text has done. They didn't know the life it had saved, the impact it made in my life. So many times we put out posters, we put out flyers, we put out the message of the gospel, and we don't really know the measure and the extent it has gone. What we have or we use as parameters to judge the success of the program may not be what God is doing or what God is using. It might have that particular message, that particular program for somebody the church is not even aware of, that somebody will see the message somewhere beyond the church of the country or that particular territory of the church. Somebody will see the flyer somewhere and it will minister life to that person. But the church will not record that as testimony. I just want to use this to encourage everyone propagating the gospel of Christ that when you push it out, you shouldn't use your own parameters to determine whether it is a success or not. As long as it is the Lord's leading, He has a purpose for it. And when the message is out, either through any means, be digital or the traditional means of pushing out the gospel, it will definitely get to where God has sent it. And that should be our joy. That should be our own parameters. As long as the Lord has led us to do a program, led us to put out a message, we should do it and not allow the physical parameters that we use to judge. How many people came to the program? How many people were... Even some people will hear the message in that program and they will not make use of it at that moment. It may be years after they will make use of that particular message and it will still bless them. So I hope this will encourage, especially those who are in the business of promoting the gospel of Christ, to know that our message is not limited to where we are located. It is for the kingdom, and it will get to the particular place or places that the Lord has deemed it will get to. Thank you very much.
What you cannot be, what you